Before the braids and goggles became iconic. Before the NFL rushing records. Before the controversies and trades. There was just a tall, lean kid from Sealy, Texas, who ran like a gazelle and made defenders look like they were stuck in quicksand. Eric Dickerson was born on September 2, 1960, in Sealy, a small town in southeast Texas where football wasn't just a sport, it was a religion. Raised by his great-great-aunt Viola Dickerson, Eric was a quiet, polite kid who never sought attention. But once he stepped on the field, all eyes were on him. He had an upright running style, a sprinter's stride, and a second gear no one could catch. Even in high school, the football world began whispering, "This kid's different." At Sealy High School, Eric was a standout running back, drawing attention not just for his size and speed, but for the way he moved. There was something elegant and terrifying about the way he cut through defenses. He rushed for over 2,600 yards in his senior year and scored 37 touchdowns. College recruiters came flooding in, Texas A&M, Oklahoma, USC, Alabama. But in one of the most hotly debated recruitment stories of the era, Dickerson chose Southern Methodist University, SMU, a small private school in Dallas, Texas. Why? That's a story that still raises eyebrows today. Rumors swirled for years that Dickerson had accepted a gold Trans Am as a recruiting gift. Dickerson himself has always denied receiving any illegal payments, but the myth stuck. The gold Trans Am became legendary, symbolic of the era of pay-for-play in college football. SMU would later become infamous for receiving the NCAA's death penalty in 1987 for a long history of illegal payments to players. But by then, Dickerson was already long gone. At SMU, Dickerson teamed up with another future NFL back, Craig James, to form the Pony Express backfield. The two-running back system wasn't new, but with Dickerson's breakaway ability and James' power running, it became nearly unstoppable. Still, Dickerson always seemed like the stallion pulling the carriage. Over 4 seasons with the Mustangs, Eric rushed for over 4,400 yards and scored 48 touchdowns. His senior season was particularly dominant. He rushed for 1,617 yards and 17 touchdowns, finishing third in the Heisman Trophy voting. But perhaps the most remarkable thing about Dickerson's college career was how much he still had in the tank. Playing in a two-back system meant he never had to carry the full load, and NFL scouts took note. In 1983, the Los Angeles Rams selected Eric Dickerson with the second overall pick in the NFL draft. He made an immediate impact. In his rookie year, he rushed for a then-rookie record 1,808 yards and 18 touchdowns. He added another 51 receptions for 404 yards and 2 more touchdowns. That year, he was named the NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year and was a Pro Bowler and first-team All-Pro. It wasn't just that Dickerson ran for a lot of yards. It was how he did it. He was fluid, fast, and fearless, with that upright running style that made it look like he wasn't even trying. Then came 1984. In just his second season, Dickerson did what no other running back had ever done. He broke O.J. Simpson's single-season rushing record. Eric finished the season with 2,105 rushing yards, a number that still stands today as the most in a single NFL season. He did it in just 16 games, a mind-boggling 131.6 yards per game. To this day, not even legends like Barry Sanders, Adrian Peterson, or Derrick Henry have surpassed that mark. But greatness didn't shield him from trouble. Dickerson's relationship with the Rams organization grew tense. He often clashed with management over contract negotiations, openly criticizing the team's front office. Dickerson wasn't a loud personality, but he was firm about his worth. He believed he deserved to be paid like the best running back in the league, because he was. Eventually, things came to a head. In 1987, during a players' strike and mid-season chaos, Dickerson was traded to the Indianapolis Colts in a blockbuster deal involving 3 teams and 10 players. It was one of the biggest trades in NFL history. He left the Rams with over 7,200 rushing yards and 56 touchdowns in just 65 games. In Indianapolis, Dickerson was still dominant. In his first full season with the Colts, he rushed for over 1,659 yards and 14 touchdowns. He helped lead the Colts to their first playoff appearance in nearly a decade. But as the years wore on, injuries began to pile up, and the magic that once seemed effortless started to wane. By the early 1990s, Eric Dickerson's career had begun to slow down, but even in decline, he remained one of the most respected backs in the league. After 4 seasons with the Indianapolis Colts, where he posted 3,1,000+ yard seasons, Dickerson was traded again, this time to the Los Angeles Raiders in 1992. Though it was a homecoming of sorts, Dickerson's time with the Raiders was short-lived. He struggled to find his role in an offense that was already shifting focus, and age was beginning to catch up to the once unstoppable runner. In 1993, Dickerson had a brief stint with the Atlanta Falcons, but his playing time and production were minimal. After rushing for just 91 yards on 26 carries, he retired quietly at the age of 33. His career totals were still staggering: 13,259 rushing yards, 90 rushing touchdowns, 2,137 receiving yards, 6 Pro Bowls, 5 first-team All-Pro selections, NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year, 1983, NFL Offensive Player of the Year, 1986, and of course, the single-season rushing record, 2,105 yards in 1984, a record that remains untouched. Yet, for all of Dickerson's greatness on the field, his relationship with the league, teams, and media remained complicated. He was never flashy off the field. He didn't do outrageous touchdown celebrations or make bold statements in interviews. Instead, he let his legs do the talking. But that quiet demeanor also made him a bit of a mystery to fans. He was respected, sometimes feared, but rarely understood. Dickerson was never afraid to stand up for himself, particularly when it came to money. In an era when many players accepted whatever deals they were handed, Dickerson pushed back. He refused to play without fair compensation, and that led to public battles with front offices and occasional tension with fans and media. But looking back, Dickerson was ahead of his time. Today's players are more vocal about their value, more assertive about contracts, and more willing to protect their bodies and financial futures. In many ways, Dickerson was a pioneer in that regard. After retirement, Eric Dickerson remained close to football. He worked as a commentator, most notably with Fox Sports and other outlets, and often shared sharp and unfiltered insights about the game. He continued to be a strong advocate for former players, pushing the NFL to do more in terms of healthcare and post-retirement support. He was also candid about his frustrations with the league's treatment of its legends, most notably in 2016, when he revealed that the Los Angeles Rams, now returned from St. Louis, had banned him from the sidelines for criticizing the team. The public backlash forced the team to reconsider, and Dickerson once again became a visible presence at Rams games. But for Dickerson, legacy has never been about fame or attention. It's about respect for the game, for the players who built it, and for the history that can't be forgotten. In 1999, that respect came full circle when Eric Dickerson was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. In his speech, he paid tribute to his family, coaches, and teammates, but also to the fans who believed in him even during the most difficult stretches of his career. "I never played for records," he once said. "I played because I loved the game. I played because it was who I was. When I stepped on that field, nothing else mattered." Beyond football, Dickerson has also been a strong advocate for youth sports and education. He co-founded several foundations to support underprivileged kids in Southern California, using sports as a vehicle for opportunity and discipline. He has also been vocal about CTE and the long-term health effects of football, calling for more transparency from the NFL. Despite being known for his stoic presence, Dickerson has opened up more in recent years. In interviews, he's spoken about the emotional weight of carrying a franchise, the pain of watching his peers suffer post-retirement, and the joy he finds in being a father. In many ways, Eric Dickerson is a man who kept the world at arm's length for most of his career, now stepping closer to the spotlight not for personal gain, but for the causes and people he cares about. Today, when fans look back at NFL running back greatness, names like Walter Payton, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, and LaDainian Tomlinson are often mentioned. But Eric Dickerson's name always belongs in that elite company, not just for what he accomplished, but for how he did it. He ran with a kind of effortless grace that coaches can't teach and defenders couldn't prepare for. He ran with purpose, precision, and power. But most of all, he ran like he knew the clock was always ticking, like every carry was a limited gift. And if you ever ask Eric Dickerson what he's most proud of, he won't say the record. He won't mention the Pro Bowls or the Hall of Fame bust in Canton. He'll just tell you the truth. I ran the way I was born to run.